Hey folks, and welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Addicts Show. I am your guest host for the day, Mitchell Brock. Your usual host, Jimmy Anderson, is out today due to personal reasons. So joining me on the panel today, as always, to my far right, the great sport Morpheus, Big Rich Walker.
The one and only, brother.
Thank God.
The one and only, brother.
And to my immediate right, we got from the city of Compton, the one and only Goose, Mr. Rafael Guzman. To my far left, rejoining us, welcome back, the one and only Big Mike Rodriguez. And of course, last but not least, we got the man himself, 13-time heavyweight champion, Al Rage Walker.
How's it going?
And he is killing us today with the watch and the Cazals, baby. Big Al, we see you, man.
Bling, bling.
Bling, bling.
I need to borrow them shades for that watch you got on, bro.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
They put a championship belt around his wrist.
It's probably about the same size, right?
That was a good one, bro. That was a good one.
That's a good one, Lurch. All right. So, Wrestlemania, which is the wrestling Super Bowl, is tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's San Francisco, California, San Francisco 49ers Arena, Levi Stadium. So, let's get into it, guys. Let's lead off, and we didn't discover this until right before this camera turned on just now, that two big matches are actually going to be dark matches. Now, the World Heavyweight Tag Team Championship is going to be a dark match, all right? And it's a fatal four-way, right?
Correct.
And it's Tyson Kidd and Cesaro and The New Day.
Really?
Already. Hey.
Well, I understand why they made it a dark match.
I'm having a bad day already.
But
The bad day.
I'm having a
I like
bad
I'm having
bad day.
the bad day. I like
bad
that.
day,
I'm having a bad day.
Especially if you pay for that thing.
And they're going against Los Matadores and the Usos.
Usos put on. The Usos will
They
put on.
a good show.
Yeah. They do.
They really do.
Okay.
And Matadors, they're too. They're high
good.
flyers too.
They good.
So,
I like them.
and Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Those
Yeah,
guys.
they make a good
those
tag.
Two
guys
of the
are
biggest waste of talent on
Yeah.
the entire roster is Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, because these guys, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having them as a tag team.
Right.
But they're not nearly getting the type of push that they can get. You know,
There's something going on with the writers. I can't understand how can you have that much talent gel together, but then yet they still dropping the ball on how to position a guy. And I saw the interview with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold asked him about, Cesaro, and even he can't figure out how to place him. So it's a waste of talent.
And you know what? If you notice on that interview, Stone Cold was actually putting Cesaro over.
Yeah, oh
He
yeah.
was.
Yeah, he should be put over. I
Of
mean,
course.
He's a total package. I'm not understanding that.
And he had the heat going into coming out of last year's WrestleMania when he won the Andre the Giant challenge.
That was awesome.
Perfect. You saw what he did to the Big Show. That was one.
Yes.
That was almost like Hogan slamming Andre the Giant.
Exactly.
And they could have easily followed that, made him, he should be what Edward. Here we go. Edward Lesnar.
Already? I thought you was gonna save it.
You know
man.
I was gonna get. You know I was gonna get it. You know I was gonna get it in.
Yeah.
But he should be getting the kind of attention that Edward Lesnar is getting. He's a main event type talent. He just not getting the right type of direction, the right type of.
I would have liked to see him and Brock Lesnar actually go at it better than
better than Roman
yeah,
Reigns.
most definitely. It'd have been a much better outcome and match.
Yeah.
Big Mike?
The writing for these shows has just gone just down the toilet, and I don't think these people that are doing the writing for the shows are actually writers. I think,
They're not wrestling fans.
They're
That's
not.
the problem.
Exactly.
That's the problem. They're writers.
They don't know their product. They don't know their customer base. and they don't know how to put good matches together.
Bunch of bookworm nerds that went to school and got
Good.
degrees. And
And there's some politics, obviously, there that we don't know about that is keeping them employed. So good for them.
Right. Now, let's go to the second thing, and this one was, to me, as a wrestling fan, a true wrestling fan in the 70s, 80s, and even through the 90s, is a complete insult. Now, it's a great thing that they're doing, the Andre the Giant Memorial.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Awesome thing, and the winner will get the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy.
Right.
Why is that a dark match?
I have absolutely no idea.
You didn't think that people
Who's
would wanna see
booking?
that? That's
Who's
what I'm
booking
saying.
this? Who's booking?
Like,
But you're going to have two.
Here
Don't they have two Divas matches in this?
yeah,
God.
yeah, 2D.
That's two spots you can cut out.
Here you have one of the greatest wrestling figures ever.
Ever.
I mean,
Ever.
the
He's on the
entire
Mount Rushmore
planet,
wrestling, yeah.
Everybody on this planet knew Andre the Giant.
You didn't like wrestling, you knew who he
he was phenomenal. And for you to take and create something like the Andre the Giant Memorial and then put at a dark match, that's just a slap in the face. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, last year the response they got was amazing. I mean, it was awesome, and I just don't understand why they did it like that this year. But hopefully, at least it delivers. But we'll see. Only
Well,
time
we
will
won't
tell.
see. That's the problem.
Well, yeah.
We'll hear about it. We might, read a write-up about it, but we're not even going to get to see the match.
Now let's get into the contestants. The Miz. I'm waiting.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I'm waiting on Rich and Al because that's their boy right
I'm
there,
sleepy.
the Miz. Rich, you there? You there?
Huh? I'm
All
sorry. You said Miz, man. I dozed off. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel. Ryback.
Axel, Curtis Axel. Axel Mania. What's up with that?
Axel Foley.
No.
Yeah.
Axel Foley?
You got a Hulk Hogan T-shirt on.
He should say his full name.
Okay, if you guys watched Raw this past week, Snoop Dogg was on Raw, and Hogan came out, and Curtis Axel came out, and he started saying Axel Mania is running wild.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, man, look, it's like this. When it comes to wrestling, anything Mania is off limits.
Yep.
There was only one
yeah.
Mania.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was Hulkamania.
Thank you.
It's kind
you.
of like trying to remake a Michael Jackson song. You just
can't
don't
do it.
don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't do that.
Not gonna
Don't
happen.
do it. Not gonna happen. Just leave it alone.
Just know.
There will never be another Billie Jean. There'll never be another.
And let me say this to
wrestler.
all pro wrestlers out there. If you want to destroy your career, get in the ring and try to beat somebody else
Thank you.
well established. You will destroy your career.
Don't
Just like
be the
that.
Red Rooster.
He brought it back. Oh, Terry Taylor.
I think this with Curtis Axel, they should just let him say his full name. It's Curtis Jack Axel. Stupid gimmick. That was ridiculous.
But well, he couldn't be like the second or the perfect. I don't know. What if they would have called him the perfect son or something like that? I don't know.
The perfect son.
Because his dad was Mr. Perfect, you know.
Right.
So.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Nah.
Really?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I did not know that.
I demand a
sir.
DNA
Yes.
test.
I the pappy. Nah, I'm just playing. But Ryback.
It's possible that he'll win since he's all jacked up and huge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Fandango. I think I use Fandango when I look up my movie
Oh
times.
my goodness.
I like that.
If they wanted to have an interesting match, maybe you put Fandango and pick 249 in the ring.
Oh, here we go.
Since they both like to twerk with sequins on, they can put them in the matches.
Now, you know
Here
what?
we go.
And the winner gets the NFL contract. How about that?
To the for the Cowboys.
What about a gimmick match? Fandango?
I'm going to start a match right here. You keep talking.
Come on, please. Come on. Nah, Adam Rose.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we'll just move on. Zack Ryder.
Zack Ryder's cool to me. Y'all don't like him, but
Who?
Zack Ryder.
I
Who
think
is
he's
that
cool.
guy?
he doesn't
The
get.
nerd that goes woo, woo, woo?
Oh, is he
gets
still
a crowd-
around?
he
Jeffrey
gets
Osborne,
Yeah.
ain't it?
He actually get a paycheck?
Yeah.
Hey, he gets a crowd response.
Yeah, from the janitorial section.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Wrestling Addicts fans, I'm just going to put this disclaimer out there and keep it real. I don't watch wrestling like I used to. I ain't going to lie to y'all. So half of these guys, I have no clue who they are. That's why we got these guys. I'm moderating today. So Titus O'Neil, sound like a like he do taxes or something.
He's a guy that's underrated and
Big time,
underutilized.
big time.
He's a good wrestler.
Now Titus O'Neil is he's.
This
I
is
think
opportunity to push
You
him.
mentioned that a couple of shows ago. He's a guy that's underutilized. He's a
He's
phenomenal athlete.
Phenomenal athlete, great talent. I mean, he can talk on the mic. He's a total package, but they just.
Titus O'Neil was a defensive end at University at LSU.
Okay.
And he was famous for one of the things in the SEC championship game. He knocked the block off of Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's one of the things
so
that
he
he's
goes
known.
back.
He goes back
he's
to
a little
that.
bit older
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Okay. Titus O'Neil, Darren Young.
Who was that?
He was injured. I don't even know if he's all the way there.
He's probably on Oprah's couch crying again. Why he's not.
Now these next two guys. Okay. Big Show and Kane. Okay.
I mean,
Both of them deserve it.
yeah.
Now, while we're on the subject of that, what's the deal with Kane in these suits now? How's
Corporate
what is
Kane.
up with that?
Corporate Kane, but
I watched Raw
Super
for the first
lame.
time in a while a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't even know it was Kane. I was like,
I don't like it.
that's Kane?
I don't like
I
it.
mean,
Come on, man.
those guys, they're legends at this point in their career. But I mean, I really think that they don't really need to be on the show too much, if in my opinion, because
I don't
they've
like-
been under so long and
The-
they have nothing left to prove.
But
in
here's
their
the
career.
thing: you don't have nobody underneath them that can carry the show, so they have to keep coming back.
Like Cena
That's the
almost.
problem. Yeah, the problem is the young guys are not ready, so they can't carry the show without them. So they have to keep bringing them back. That's why Hogan is back. You know, they just not ready.
And
And there's no storylines either.
And on
Right.
top of that,
Right.
Yeah, and then we got we'll wrap up this segment here in a bit. Eric Rowan, Damian Mizdow, Sin Cara, Goldust. Okay, I know Goldust. Heath Slater, Mark Henry is still wrestling. Connor, Victor, and Hideo Itami wrap up the Battle Royal. You guys got any thoughts about those last few?
Hideo Itami's pretty cool, man. He's from Japan. He's in NXT, and he's pretty awesome. He's young, so we'll see what happens there.
Okay, now let me ask y'all this. With all of the different guys that are in this Battle Royal, give me a quick prediction. Obviously, we don't know the outcome, but who you think?
I think only because of the aesthetics, probably Ryback.
Right back.
I'm gonna have to say Ryback.
Yeah.
Right back, probably.
I think Ryback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. On the other side of this break, we'll get off into the rest of the card, and we'll talk a little bit about WrestleMania in general. I know a few of us up here have been to some live WrestleManias.
Yep.
We'll talk about that just a little bit on the other side of this break. So this is guest host Mitchell Brock with the Wrestling Addicts Show, and we'll be right back after this break. Hey folks, this is Mitchell Brock.
This is Richard Walker, the Great Sports Morpheus, will bring the pain sports.
We're here at the 2015 Paul Bear Bryant Award presentation brought to you by the American Heart Association. Now, for you BTP sports fans who watch our show, you guys know we like to have fun and clown around and laugh on the show.
I want to talk to you for a minute about something very serious and something very near and dear, and that is heart disease.
600,000 Americans die each year from heart disease.
Just think about that for a second. The most populous game that you probably saw this year was close to 100,000 people. Multiply that times 6.
Folks, that's 1 in 4, which is 25%. And a lot of people look at heart disease as a disease that kills men. Well, the statistics show that over the past 30 years, more women than men have actually died from heart disease.
600,000 seat stadiums full of people every year pass away due to heart disease. And a lot of those instances could be prevented. Things such as living a healthier lifestyle, getting early prevention and detection.
So join us, BTP Sports, and the American Heart Association in the fight. The information is on the screen.
Bring the Pain Sports supports the American Heart Association in the fight to prevent heart disease.
Hey folks, and welcome back to the Wrestling Addict Show. If you're not doing so, please follow the Wrestling Addict Show on Twitter. It is at Wrestling Addicts, no G, at Wrestling Addicts. So we're back with Rich, Goose, Al, Mike, and we're talking WrestleMania 31 tonight in San Francisco, California. It'll be the 6th open air WrestleMania in history. Now, Goose, you from Cali?
Yes, sir.
You from Cali? Talk to me about were you living in Cali when WrestleMania was there last?
No,
You was already here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, few of us here have been to WrestleManias, and you guys went to WrestleMania together, if I'm not mistaken, here in Houston?
Well,
I went to 17.
I went to 17 also. Yes.
We didn't go together, but y'all both.
Yeah,
were
we were there. Yes.
All right, talk to me a little bit about what you remember about 17.
First of
Great.
all, the atmosphere. I mean, this was a Super Bowl type atmosphere. I mean, from the entire weekend, because they had fan access and a bunch of events, the Hall of Fame event and everything leading up to it. And I mean, the whole city was in a buzz. This was the last major event that was in the Astrodome. And I mean, the promotion leading up to it was flawless. You had The Rock versus Stone Cold, Shane versus Vince,
I missed the
Triple H
Attitude Era.
versus Undertaker.
Yes.
Those 3 matches alone is like a phenomenal, a card on its own. And then you had several other great matches.
Yes.
You had the TLC match with
That's-
Edge and Christian and
Yes.
the Hardys. I mean, the hardcore side, all this stuff was going on.
It was awesome.
And this to me, this was the height of the Attitude Era.
Thank
at
you.
WrestleMania
Yes.
17. And
That's about when, after that, is about when I fell off of the wrestling bandwagon the way I used to be. I still dabble here and there, but when the Attitude Era died, it was just like,
It was a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, you been to a WrestleMania?
No.
No. What about you, Big Al?
Oh yes, 13. I was backstage for that one. I think Bret Hart was fighting, if I'm not mistaken, Stone Cold. I believe it was.
I was.
And where was that?
I want to say it was Anaheim, California.
Anaheim. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like you said, it was pretty much the beginning of the Attitude Era. But like I say, you have so many stars at that time, and even the guys that were on the bench, like myself, trying to get in there, you had a team that was just phenomenal. I mean, every match you had the older guys talking to the younger guys. Hey, don't do that. Do it this way. And everything was just running like a clock. I mean, it was like a Rolex watch. It was on.
Yeah.
It was, man. WrestleMania 17. To touch up on what Richard said. That's my favorite WrestleMania. Not just because I was there live, but I mean it was great. The main event was Stone Cold against The Rock, as he said. But that TLC match. That TLC match stole. I mean,
That was awesome.
That match was awesome, dude. I mean, those guys were. I mean, you had ladders everywhere, you had chairs, tables, and these guys were really going at it.
I can't remember how many crowd pops they got
Oh,
on
dude.
that match alone.
I mean, you had The Undertaker versus Triple H. You had Eddie Guerrero versus Test. You had Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I mean, it was a great
Even
show.
the Divas match was Trish
It was
Stratus and,
versus China. No, it was Ivory versus China.
Ivory versus China. Yeah,
Yes.
there we go. Yeah. And I mean,
So-
I remember being there and like I had to go pee and like I didn't get up. like,
bro, you threw that story. You threw that cup. Let me see that cup.
Hey, you guys about to experience some rain here in a minute. I'm
You know
not
what
getting
else?
up.
They even had a spot, and I thought this was kind of cool. They had a gimmick battle royal where
Yep.
they had legends come out.
Yep.
Kamala,
yeah.
Tim Cornette,
Yeah,
Sergeant
I remember that.
Slaughter won
the
it.
Iron Sheik.
Yep.
No, the Iron Sheik
The
won.
Iron Sheik won. That's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that was
Totally
cool.
entertainment.
That's crazy. Now,
And those guys worked. Yeah.
yeah, I was at WrestleMania 3, as Jimmy has been to you guys a few times, but I was 11 years old. So I was still in that kid excitement phase. I haven't experienced WrestleMania live as an adult, but I will next year because as we know, WrestleMania 32 is right here in Texas, in Dallas.
Home of America's team.
No.
A team
That would be
we don't know about America.
That would be in Pittsburgh.
It's a team, but we don't know about America.
Right, Elvin? So yeah, so we'll be there. I mean, you know, as you all know, Wrestling Addicts and BTP is all under the same umbrella, Epic Films. Whether we get press credentials or whether we buy tickets,
We gonna be there.
Or with our size, we might just
we might
just kick the door in.
We just walk through with Big Al. You
We're
know
doing
what
an
I'm saying?
invasion.
Might do a run in.
Walk in with Big Al. But yeah, the atmosphere for WrestleMania, and of course I experienced my first Super Bowl this year. It's right there. At least it used to.
Oh,
be.
yeah.
At least it used to be. So
Yep.
I don't know if it pops like it used to, because
Well, it's WrestleMania, so I'm sure it will. But
Yeah.
You have a lot of dedicated fans that just love the wrestling and love the WWE. Unfortunately, I believe it's a lot of work needs to be done to bring the talent level up to the level it needs to be. And all the politics and all that kind of stuff, not putting the right guys over and stuff, that needs to come to an end because I don't care how big an empire is. It's only so long you can do that and the fans are going to get sick of it.
Yeah.
It has to change.
Well, and I think some of it is to do with the fact that there's no real competition anymore.
Yeah.
That has a
That's
lot
what
to
I'm
do
saying.
with it.
Why do these guys don't have to hustle anymore?
Right.
Yep.
So they can just put together whatever car they want. You got your job. No one's going to say, "Oh my God, you know who's playing on the next channel? What are you
Right.
doing?" It's
Because
not there no more.
WCW kept the WWE honest.
Yeah.
On his
Yeah,
toes.
exactly.
Yep.
It was competition. Like you said, there's no competition anymore.
I think you're going to be disappointed in your first adult
Yeah.
WrestleMania because number one, there's nothing like things were when you were a kid. Kool-Aid tasted better.
Yep.
You know, everything smelled fresher. You know, Terry Taylor was cool.
I don't remember that though. I don't remember that. Though. That was before your childhood.
Before the
I
Red
don't remember that.
I remember before the Red Rooster. But you know,
You had the chicken hair too?
Don't tell me, Mike.
tell me you had the red
Don't tell
chicken
me you
mohawk.
were a rooster booster.
I
Remember that rooster booster?
couldn't
Rooster.
be. I was being Moscow fan. Don't get me wrong.
We have this on tape too, so we'll just
I know, I know.
You know what? But Big Al said something about building your empire.
Yes.
And that takes me to a point that I must take a minute or two just to throw out there. The Fox Show Empire that everybody's watching.
Awesome.
When I was a kid growing up, the WrestleManias, we used to all go to my best friend Train. We go to his house, and his Uncle Wesley, or his Uncle Wesley's house, would always have all the big... You know, y'all just had that one guy that would get all the wrestling events and all the fights and all that. That was Uncle Wesley. My boy Train's Uncle Wesley back in Detroit. We go over there, and everybody would be there, and Aunt Jackie would be done fried up some chicken or fried up some pork chops. And rest in peace, Aunt Jackie. We ain't forgot about you, and we still love you. But Liz, my girl Liz that I grew up with, was actually on Empire a couple of episodes ago. So I
Great.
just want to congratulate you, Liz Wesson, on
job.
your acting career. You're doing a great job, and we're proud of you.
You need to come down here and be on the show too.
Oh yeah,
That's a great
I'm
show.
working. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I got that covered. So I just wanted to throw that in there. And I thought I was the only man on the planet that laughed by saying and then I met Al, and we just be up here been together, you know. So all those random that's just me and Al, man. So
Did y'all get the memo? Because both of y'all wearing yellow.
here we go.
As long as they stay.
Here we go. I'm sure that shirt he got on costs a whole lot more than this one. I promise you that.
That's because it's got more material.
$14 bargain being WWE website, baby. But let's get back into the card, fellas.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Y'all already know where we going, right, Rich?
boy. Yes, I know.
Y'all might as well just put the camera on
You
Rich
might,
now.
you might as well.
Roman Reigns.
Oh boy.
Versus Brock Lesnar.
Roman
Brock
Reigns
Lesnar.
versus, say it with me, Edward Lesnar.
Talk to me about that match, Richard.
One of the worst main event pay-per-view matches in WWE, in wrestling history, period. For starters. Thank God for Paul Heyman being a part of this, because if not, it would be completely unwatchable.
You know what? Let me cut you off real quick.
Okay.
I got a bad main event that should have been a good main event. You're gonna agree with me on this one.
Okay.
Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. That was
Yep.
horrible.
Yep.
And it shouldn't have been.
It shouldn't have been.
And not to go off subject, but it was horrible because at that time, both of those guys were out the door.
Yep. Yep.
Now this time around, Brock Lesnar re-signed his contract. So
It's just, these guys just can't, they can't do it. I mean,
Roman Reigns can do it. Brock can.
well, in the ring, now I'll say this: in the ring, Edward Lesnar's money. He's a great,
No, of
he's
course
a great,
he
he's a great wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, my problem with Edward Lesnar is that Edward doesn't like to work. Now Roman Reigns, I don't see him. I see him being pushed too fast. You know, he wasn't even the best guy in the Shield. If anybody that should have got pushed, it
Ambrose.
should have been Ambrose or Rollins. You know, those guys to me, you know, are further along the curve
Right.
than Roman Reigns is. So I don't see any way where you can logically put Roman Reigns
No, good one.
over Edward Lesnar. I don't see how you can do it. Now if you're smart and if you're paying attention, WWE writers, I'm going to give you this one for free. Here's how you make this. Here's how you make this conclusion interesting. Go ahead and put Edward Lesnar over Roman Reigns, and then you reunite the Shield and have them screw Edward Lesnar, and Seth Rollins cashes in the Money in the Bank.
I like that.
Walks out of WrestleMania as the champion, and Paul Heyman helps them out because and then Paul Heyman turns on Edward Lesnar, and then you turn Edward Lesnar face, and the Shield is a heel, and they're back as a faction
You
with
might
Seth
actually-
Rollins as the champion.
with that-
I'll give you that one for free.
With that,
They
you
won't
might
use it.
It makes too much sense. Why would it?
You might actually turn Brock into a possible Hulk Hogan that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Because you have to do something to clean up
I mean,
from
for him
the...
to get screwed by Paul Heyman and then turn around and Shield go back together.
Right.
There's nobody else that can probably stop the Shield but a Brock.
And then you take all three of those guys and you make them literally the future of the company. Because
Right.
Paul, well, they're gonna, the first thing is going to be interesting is the first promo shoot that Paul Heyman does after the screw job. Why'd you leave Brock Lesnar? You said he was a beast. Because these three guys are the future. And these three guys are going to carry the brand. Brock Lesnar was done. He should have went to the UFC. I thought he was going to go. You know, and Paul Heyman.
Hey, that wasn't a bad impression.
He's such a genius.
You've been practicing with that.
Right? Because he's such a genius at it. Why not have Heyman do that, and then you would blow all three of those guys up and make
That's a great story.
and make Edward Lesnar a super face, because you got to clean him up from the idiocy that you did with Undertaker last
Just
year.
call Vince and tell him to hire Big Rick.
I was just ready to say, and like
Just don't send him to the UFC.
no,
I still like UFC.
and that was for
Well,
free.
you're taking a shot at UFC at the same time. I thought
like
you
to
were
get
going to go
punched.
to that garbage.
This is good. This is good. We'll come right back to this after the break, but we got to go pay some bills right now, folks. We'll be right back.
Let's start off with the NFC East, because it seems like we have some fans in here that are NFC East fans, particularly Cowgirls. The New York Giants, we can kind of just throw them underneath the bus because that whole new offensive scheme.
Oh, my goodness.
Eli Manning has, even though he has 2 Super Bowl rings, he sucks.
You didn't call any other quarterback in that whole division sucks. You made the Super Bowl champion suck, but you didn't use that reference to RG3's play right
How
now.
long ago was he a Super Bowl champion?
How long has Romo been one?
Shots fired.
Captain.
No, wait,
I have been fat, skinny, and fat again since the last time that Eli Manning was an effective quarterback.
Look,
We're talking about now.
And
what
let's
have you done
talk
for me
now.
lately,
Right.
Eli?
And
What have you done for me lately?
Romo just got off the surgery table. Okay, RG3 is still in a brace. So far as I'm concerned, the whole division sucks. So you're just picking the best of.
The Texans have just got a real deal quarterback. In my case, which we said,
Go blue.
hey, where did Go Blue come from?
Ryan Mallon went to Michigan, man.
No, he didn't.
Goodness.
He went to Arkansas.
He transferred from
He
Michigan.
transferred from
He
Michigan.
transferred from Michigan.
Because
He
they
graduated
You
from
see,
Arkansas.
it's the Michigan rule. If you
If you in Michigan,
if you step off the plane
And
in
you're in
the state of Michigan and you do something, you're successful, then they steal credit for it.
who are your picks for the AFC South and why?
You gonna start with me?
Let's
Yeah,
start.
you the big mouth.
Yeah.
Simply put, Indianapolis Colts and the Three Dwarfs. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line on the AFC South. The Colts are going to win 12 or 13 games. They're going to have their way with the AFC South. It's not even going to be close.
Oh wow.
Agreed.
So you just disagree with all of my defense that I have in Houston? Really? That's not a word.
The Indianapolis Colts are going to beat the Texans
That's
twice.
not what I asked
They're
you.
going to beat the Jaguars twice. They're going to beat the Titans twice. They're going to win 12 or 13 games.
They're gonna sweep the division.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
They're up 21-0 on the Texans right
I
now.
don't think they're going to sweep that. My team has had some changes and some flaws. That's honest. I think the Cowgirls' fault is they can't ever be honest with themselves. They're still confused. Which one? I don't know. You don't know what side you're on. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, the point is, I think the team will definitely do better than they did last year.
So that's not,
Hey.
that's not saying much.
It's saying much because
But you got off from the ground to your knees.
you should let me finish a sentence.
I'm just saying.
Y'all stay on y'all knees in the Cowboys.
You two have built up quite a rivalry because we know that you are a Cowboys fan,
Well, of course.
and we
Cowgirl.
know that you, Captain, are a Texans fan.
Die hard.
And now you
And we know that Cowboys slaughter cattle.
Cowgirls go get their old rings out
Oh.
the trunk and start shining them up. Man, remember when? Remember when? That's what they do every time they lose.
He has 2 division champion
I bet
t-shirts.
you they come out a lot.
You probably paid $150 for 2 of them because they're not used to success. They were happy to get 5. She's got 2
And
t-shirts.
Tony Romo won you one win?
We got a division title.
I said
with Romo.
Tony Romo
We got a
won you
division
one.
title with Romo.
One. And then what happened in that playoff game?
Oh, he fumbled the snap.
It was
He won it for the other team. What? Say
It was
about
against the second round opponent.
That was that Seattle year.
When we go to the playoffs, we get buys. We don't sneak and barter and beg and trade slushies for playoff spots.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Anderson, the host of Wrestling Addicts, here with fellow addict Al Rage Walker, 13 times world heavyweight champion on the independent scene and a drug-free champion, I might add.
That's right.
No steroids.
Never.
No cocaine.
Never.
Nothing.
Never. All my life been drug-free.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
I got to get your help on something.
Okay.
I've been having trouble sleeping lately, and since you're a drug-free guy, maybe you know a natural cure for insomnia.
Oh, let me see what I can do for you.
Get freaked out, ticket. Oh, yeah, I'm the unmacho man, Jimmy Anderson, sitting in the seat, talking to you in the video scope for the Wrestling Addicts. Yeah, sitting next to me is the big Hulk Rich Walker. Dig it.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You're gonna sit down in your chair every week and you're gonna tune in to Wrestling Addicts because we give you the best coverage out there, brother, about everything involving the squared circle and anything involving the industry. You're gonna watch this show and you're gonna get the best in the business, brother. You can guarantee you that.
You don't watch, I'll give you an elbow drop so bad it'll broke your throat just like that did Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, and if Rafael Guzman and Outrage Walker are out there, you guys better be watching this too because you are fellow wrestling addicts just like me, the unmacho man Jimmy Anderson, right here on Wrestling Addicts on this station. Dig it!
Hey folks, and welcome back to Wrestling Addicts. And we were just going to the break on talking about, what's his name, Rich?
Edward Lesnar.
All right, so Big Mike, give me your take on that Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match.
I agree. I think Brock will probably come out the winner. And yeah, he is a great wrestler. Whatever you guys do, just don't send him back to UFC. Just please don't put him back in the UFC.
No, he just resigned, so he's not going back.
But no, he'll probably take it. I don't really like him as a wrestler personally, but I mean, he is good for the company. If they just get some decent riders, like I said, I'd be sad to see you leave, but what you just came up with would be perfect. They need to hire you, but they won't because it makes sense.
No, he won't.
Yeah, as I said, it makes too much sense.
I just screwed myself out of a job.
Right. The Houston screw job, right? What you got, Goose?
That would actually be an interesting twist because if they were to do what my boy Big Rich offered, his advice, then that would really twist the storyline around and reunite the Shield. But as far as the match itself, yeah, I agree with you. Brock should go over just because Roman Reigns is not. I don't think he's ready for main event type, at this time. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, because I'm pretty sure if you give him a couple of more matches with a couple of solid guys, if he wrestled maybe like Chris Jericho or, guys that have been in the game a little bit longer, veterans.
He hasn't earned WrestleMania main event winner moxie. Yeah, he hasn't earned
That's
that.
that's like the heavyweight championship of the world.
Yeah,
that's like the.
That's
title.
The coup de grace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got something
Well, that's the whole problem with WWE, period. I mean, they get guys off the street, they put the strap on them, and they make them champion, and it deteriorates the value of the World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, where the guy, what's his name, just came back, the Irishman.
Sheamus.
Look how fast they made him champion. I mean, he just came out and bust the doors down, and bam. I'm like, really? I mean, it just takes away the credibility.
The books are open. Nobody has to earn their bones anymore.
Right.
You know what really, because when we came in this morning, I asked you guys, I said, I had to get up to speed. I said, so what's the main event? And every one of y'all said, oh well, it's probably or it should be. Nobody remember back when we were growing up, you knew what the main event was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was usually Hulk Hogan in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
But it's like nowadays, you don't even know who the main event is. We like, oh, it's probably, or it should be. And I'm like, it's not definitive who the main event is. You know, now that brings us to the next match, which is two of my favorites of all time, Sting and Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way
Sting-
overdue.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Sting
overdue.
has been my guy since NWA, man. Way back. in
Way
the day.
overdue.
So talk to me about that match, Goo.
I'm excited for it. I mean, that's you know how usually you're excited for the Undertaker's matches? Well, this time, this match has me excited for WrestleMania. I don't know what we're going to expect because these guys, Sting, he's already up there in age, but I'm sure that they'll put on a decent match. And I'm pretty excited, looking forward to it. Hopefully Sting goes over, but, you know, in an effort to keep the storyline going, I don't know if they're going to screw him over or something like that. I don't know what's going to happen, but
I don't know what the length of Sting's contract is. I don't know if he just signed up for WrestleMania or, you know, if he's going to continue to work afterwards. So I think that's going to kind of determine where they go with this. Are they just going to make this another authority, laying the hammer down? Here's another example. Boom, Sting goes away, or he's going to stay and work and, you know, they create some type of...
he still got it.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, the only thing is I just don't know how long he's going to be working.
Sting is good for the company. It would be good if they keep him around for another year or two. You know, he can really help guide these guys to the level that they need to be on, you know. And it took these many years to get him. I mean, why not take full advantage of it? It would be crazy not to.
Because he's got to be well into his 40s,
Yeah.
if not.
Nah, he's in his 50s.
No, he's
Is he in
50,
his
at
50s?
least
He's in his
50.
50s.
Yes.
Wow.
At least.
I mean, like you said, he obviously ain't that high flyer he used to be.
No.
But he
Can still work.
He can
Yeah,
still
he
work.
can still work, yeah.
And he can
still
pop
work.
a crowd like no other.
What you got, Mike?
No, I agree. This is probably the most exciting match for me on the whole card. Number one, because I actually know who they are.
Exactly. You right there with me. Like, oh, I know these two, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him in the '80s. You know, so I'm real excited about it. I really don't care who wins. I just want to see some guys that know how to move in the ring.
That's right.
Know how to keep their storylines going.
the crowd.
Know how to work their crowds.
Thank you.
That's what the old
school, yeah.
the old school wrestling where you had to earn your night's keep. You
Right.
didn't just he wrestled.
Right.
Put him up for a championship.
I like the fact that there's real legitimate beef between Sting and Triple H too. Like those guys, they really don't like each other.
Yeah, because
I like that. You can see it on camera. You can see like
You got WWE versus WCW.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Dude.
Right.
Now, I'm going to take y'all all the way back with this one. You know, Triple H's kind of coming out match is when he fought the Ultimate Warrior. And you know, the Ultimate Warrior and Sting, you know, Steve Borden.
Yes.
they were trade partners.
They came in together as the
Blade
Runners.
Yes. Yep.
So that's just an interesting sidebar that popped into my scene. Now we're talking about my era of wrestling. So now let's, you notice how I talked about that match. I said Sting versus Triple H. Nobody said a word about Triple H. Everybody went straight to Sting. Did y'all notice that?
Yep.
Sting is
a
that-
legend.
He's a man.
He is.
Yeah.
He is
He's a legend.
And you know you're a legend when you can cross federations.
Yep.
Kind of like Flair,
Yep.
Hogan,
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Yeah, you can cross federations and still have that same, because it used to be a time where if you cross federations, they knew who you were, but they were like,
Whatever.
yeah, exactly. So
And it's all because based on the fact that these guys paid their dues. Whereas that, you know, they didn't just grab this guy out of the gym. These guys actually worked big towns, small towns, travel the world. These guys laid the foundation down of who
grinded.
they were.
they
That's
grinded.
right.
They put the grind in.
That's right.
Now let's go to the next match. It's for the Intercontinental Championship, and it's Bad News Barrett versus R-Ruth. And this is
R-Truth.
R-Truth. R-Truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the ladder match?
Yeah.
That's going to steal the show.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
That's going to be awesome, dude. You're going to see a lot of high spots. You're going to see a lot of... these guys are really going to... You're going to see from that match, you're going to see them really give it their all. You're going to see all these crazy spots. You're going to see them work the crowd. R-Truth is a veteran at this point in his career.
Right.
So he knows a lot. He did wrestle with a lot of the old school guys. So you'll definitely see something good off of that match. And I think that's going to steal the show.
I agree. This is one of the most underrated matches on the card. It's gonna be.
Who you guys think gonna get the strap?
Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler.
I think Ziggler's had too much gold. I think they might give Bad News a little run.
I like Bad News.
Yeah.
Like Bad News?
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Mike?
You know, I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm not a real, and I'm just old fuddy-duddy, I guess, like my wife says. I don't like all these ladder matches and jump into a bed of tacks and, wrap ourselves with barbed wire and run into each other head first. That's not wrestling. I remember the days when you hit somebody with the back of a chair, you pull something out of your trunks and you smacked him and you hit him back. The ref
Or the
didn't
coal
see it.
miners glove.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
That was acceptable. But now, these guys are jumping into vats of glue and then nails and trying to see if they can hurt each other.
Wrap ourselves in barbed wire and run into each other.
That's not wrestling.
Hey, those ECW guys were crazy.
That was real blood.
Those guys were crazy, man.
I have the most respect for them, even though they don't respect their bodies, but it's not wrestling.
Yep.
Welcome back, Mike. We miss you. Man. We miss you. Now, we talked to Abdullah the Butcher, who's a fan of our show, and he's really down for us. If you look at his head and his face,
that's hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
That's hardcore right there.
He's all scarred up, man. And I remember when I saw him live back in the day. The Sheik had, and I forget the name of it, but the Sheik had a territory in Detroit. They used to fight at Joe Louis Arena all the time. And I remember when I saw Abdullah the Butcher up close, man, the dude was big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that blade, that stuff was real.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff was real. And wasn't no packs of, no, they was bleeding for
They
real.
were hardcore right there.
Yeah, back then. So that should be a good match. Now, let's move on to my boy. My third favorite wrestler of all time. With me, you got Hogan. My bad, you got the Warrior. You got Hogan. And then Macho Man and the Taker are like 3 and 3A for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Legends.
So you got the Taker and you got Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
I know that's your boy, so I'm gonna go to you first for that one.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt's awesome. I like it. It makes sense because it's an opportunity to kind of push him as kind of like the next Undertaker, but not necessarily. But as far as like villain, kind of sort of.
Right.
But I don't know how the Undertaker's health is at this point in his career because last year he wasn't all there.
He's looking better.
He's looking better from what I've seen.
Yeah, they posted some pictures. Remember that picture that was floating around of the real skinny guy, and they were like, "Oh, that's not him."
It was Photoshop or it was?
No, it was him. But they showed another picture of him, and he's looking better.
What do you think, Rich?
I agree with you. Bray Wyatt has a bright future. And he comes from a background, Irvin R. Shyster was his dad.
IRS.
That's IRS.
That's IRS's son.
Wow.
Yep. So
okay.
he's got the WWE pedigree already,
if you will.
I just think that I'm concerned about how they're going to work out the storyline. Because I want them to show respect to the Undertaker. I don't want him to retire on the
streak is dead already, though.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter at this point who goes over.
I just think maybe they should just do some type of no-ending match.
Yeah,
he just disappears or something.
And once again, that's good. But we do got to take a break, and we'll finish talking about that on the other side of this break. So this is Mitchell Brock for Wrestling Addicts, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Anderson, the host of Wrestling Addicts, here with fellow addict Al Rage Walker, 13 times world heavyweight champion on the independent scene and a drug-free champion, I might add.
That's right.
No steroids.
Never.
No cocaine.
Never.
Nothing.
Never. All my life been drug-free.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
I got to get your help on something.
Okay.
I've been having trouble sleeping lately, and since you're a drug-free guy, maybe you know a natural cure for insomnia.
Oh, let me see what I can do for you.
Get freaked out, ticket. Oh, yeah, I'm the unmacho man, Jimmy Anderson, sitting in the seat, talking to you on the video scope for the Wrestling Addicts here. Sitting next to me is the big Hulk Rich Walker. Take it.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You're gonna sit down in your chair every week and you're gonna tune in to Wrestling Addicts because we give you the best coverage out there, brother, about everything involving the squared circle and anything involving the industry. You're gonna watch this show and you're gonna get the best in the business, brother. You can guarantee you that.
You don't watch, I'll give you an elbow drop so bad it'll broke your throat just like I did Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, and if Rafael Guzman and Outrage Walker are out there, you guys better be watching this too, because you are fellow wrestling addicts just like me, the unmacho man Jimmy Anderson, right here on Wrestling Addicts on this station. Dig it!
Hey folks, Mitchell Brock, we're bringing the Pain Sports, and we're still coming to you from the Toyota Center here in Houston, Texas. We're the TSU Tigers. I'm a professional, so I'm gonna pretend like I didn't feel that. We're the TSU Tigers, have won the SWAC Tournament Championship, and we are here with Coach Leah Dixon Frazier, who is our basketball correspondent, and we're here with the TSU mascots, plural. All right, so fellas, tell me about the game. Don't eat my mic, man. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now let me.
Wait. It's his turn.
Go ahead.
Now, tell me what you think about the game. I know, right? Right. That's the same thing I said. All right.
Now, what that meant was, it started out really, really slow. You know, for some reason, they let the league slip away from them and whatnot. But they came back in the second half, tied it up, went ahead, did their thing, and won this game.
Here's my question, Leah. Sure. Why in the HE double hockey sticks did Southern try to win the game with the 3 instead of just going for the tie, taking it into overtime? What'd you think about that?
Well, I probably was just a mental lapse at the very end of the game. There was just so much emotion behind that flagrant 2 foul where their emotional leader then gets kind of thrown out the game. And so a lot of times you just have a mental lapse when those things happen.
Now, we were right under that basket when that happened. And from what I saw, it was just a good, hard, tournament-level foul. Okay, and when he jumped up, he held onto the rim to try to not fall on him, but he lost his grip and he wound up falling on him. So, to be honest, it really wasn't as bad as it looked. Didn't appear to be intentional. So, what'd you think about that?
Well, I think it was really just the crowd response to the replay that made it a flagrant 2, unfortunately. Because it really, if at best, it was a flagrant 1. And yes, a flagrant only because of the lack of body control. But just a good hard foul. I agree.
Well, folks, y'all got anything else? Nah, I understood that one. That means TSU was number 1. I got it right? All right, Mitchell Brock will bring the Pain Sports. Hey, folks, and welcome back. So we're here talking Wrestlemania 31, which is tonight in San Francisco. And we left off talking a little bit about The Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. So we got you two guys take on it. Big Al, what you think about that match?
That's going to be a phenomenal match. I mean, you got the legend, The Undertaker, and Bray Wyatt. He's really done a phenomenal job with his character, the way he works in the ring. He's a scary, borderline type, kind of psycho type person.
Yep.
It's going to be a very interesting match. I'm looking forward to watching that one. What do you think, Mike?
I'm also excited about watching that one. I've been an Undertaker fan since I was a young guy, so saw him evolve from, different characters as an Undertaker to, an American Badass and all that other stuff. So I'm looking forward to them, like you guys say. I want him to leave with some dignity.
Yeah.
The guy he's facing has got a definite future in the league.
Yep.
Hopefully they do him right. They do right by him.
Right.
But I'd like to see, some of these older soldiers lead with the respect they're due, because it'd be a shame to make it bitter for him to ever want to come back.
Right.
No doubt.
Right. So the next match we're going to talk about is the Divas match.
Break time.
These guys never let me do. Rich,
What you saying?
the Divas match.
Oh, what's that?
What do you call it? You refer to it.
hashtag piss break.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, refill the nachos, huh? Yeah. AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins.
AJ Lee and Paige.
AJ Lee.
Okay. All right. So the last 2 matches we're going to talk about is Rusev.
Rusev, that's all you got. Yeah, Rusev.
And
Fruity Pebbles.
You can't see me.
I wish I
the
didn't
Fruity
have to see
Pebbles
you so
champion.
much.
I don't want to see you. I want to see you go away.
Okay,
No, I see
Rusev.
it.
Rusev, right?
Yeah, Rusev.
Okay, Rusev. Guys,
I like Fruity Pebbles.
Did you hear what The Rock said about grown men that are John Cena fans?
I didn't say I was a fan. I said I like Fruity Pebbles.
You want cereal?
I didn't get this big eating tofu.
Yeah.
No, I'd Rusev, yeah.
Yeah.
So what did he?
The Rock said that if you're a grown man and you're a John Cena fan and you haven't had pie since you came out your mother's birthday.
Real quick, not to take up too much time.
Oh man.
When he's like, of course you can see you. He's like, you come out with your bright yellow shirt, your bright purple shirt. You look like a big fat bowl of Fruity Pebbles. He's like a blindfolded, locked in the basement. Stevie Wonder could see your monkey ass.
That's boy the Rock.
What you got, Big Al?
Definitely Rusev.
Definitely Rusev.
Definitely Rusev.
Not just Rusev, definitely Rusev.
Definitely.
Yes. Yep.
And finally, we got Seth Rollins and Cowboy Bob Orton's boy. I know that.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Gotta go.
I'm going for Orton.
Yeah.
The RKO, man. This boy is RKO and helicopters on those RKO guns.
Man.
You got Al?
It's going to be a great match. I mean, those guys are both talented, but Randy Orton is going to definitely get his revenge back.
Yep.
Mike?
I hope Randy Orton gets hit by a bus and breaks his legs.
Wow.
How you really feel?
I hate Randy Orton.
Wow.
He's a great villain.
That shows me how good he's done in developing his character.
Yep.
Right.
You know, if you can walk away from a movie and go, man, I hate that guy. That wasn't the real guy. That was just an actor.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Randy Orton, I would run over him myself with my vehicle. I do not like him, and that's because he's so good at what he
Great.
does.
Right.
So
Great
I
at
give him
what he
his
does.
props as being, developing a great character and seeing it through. But yeah, I wish only, I don't want him to die, but some
feel a little bit of pain.
Just a
Pain.
little bit
Gotta
of SARS,
bring
not
some
death
pain.
SARS,
Right.
They're wasting
And it kind of sucks, man, that we won't be able to see it because Rich and I will actually be down at NRG Stadium tomorrow covering NCAA regionals.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be keeping up with it, but we won't be actually able to watch it live.
Yeah.
But so that's it, man. That's WrestleMania. But of course, we'd be remiss to talk about WrestleMania without talking about the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Which is a huge part of the WrestleMania festivities. Now, we'll lead off with my hometown boy from Detroit, Big Daddy Cool the Diesel.
Yes.
Kevin Nash finally getting in. We actually played, obviously he's way older than me, but he played football at one of my rival high schools at Southgate Aquinas High School in Detroit. So definitely
He
good to see.
played basketball with Magic Johnson, didn't he? In Michigan State?
No.
Didn't he play?
No,
at
he went to
Michigan?
Tennessee. He played at Tennessee.
In Tennessee, okay.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee.
Okay.
Now, Rikishi is getting in.
Has
Yeah.
no business being.
Well deserved.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, now you just said no business. You said well deserved.
deserved.
Give,
I
give-
think
give me your
deserved
case first, Al.
Well, he's a great character. I mean, he made the fans pop and consistent work, a good guy. Help out with the guys in the back. He's a hardworking guy. And he's one of those guys that kind of slightly underrated, but he played his part, and I think he deserved it. I mean.
Now, why shouldn't he?
Side note, he's a personal friend of Outrage Walker, so you're cheating. But anyway, I'm sorry, Rikishi, man. You were not a main and level. This is for the elite. Not necessarily that you have to be a main event talent, but I don't ever recall Rikishi being the face of the WWE or the guy.
I don't think he was ever given that
was-
opportunity.
He was on Jet magazine. Now, what magazine was that? He was on the front cover. He was on the front cover
Yeah,
of the
you'd be on
magazine.
some magazines, but
What'd you say?
But
monthly. But I mean, I don't recall seeing Rikishi carry pay-per-views. I mean, I don't recall people going out of their way to see Rikishi.
Oh, no, the stink face was over.
Rikishi has a nice sized fan base.
Yeah,
I'm
you
telling
like having Rikishi on the card. It was entertaining. It was entertaining, but
Right.
you don't go like you do for Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold,
come on
Steve
now.
Austin,
We talking
Macho
about
Man. But that's
stratosphere
what
now.
the
Bret Hart,
Hall of
yep.
Fame is, though.
Not the same.
Hall of Fame is the cream of the crop.
Supposed to be.
That's supposed to be, right?
But Arnold Schwarzenegger's getting in too.
But I mean,
Celebrity.
From the media.
for celebrities though, celebrities
I
get in.
feel about
If
that.
you're a celebrity
I
and
agree.
you work the WrestleMania, you're getting in. Pete Rose got in for getting Tombstone.
That's about the only
Drew
Hall of Fame
Carey got
ever
in for
gonna
getting
get
his
in
fat ass
evidently.
thrown over the top rope. I mean,
Mike Tyson's in there.
Mike Tyson deserved it though.
I think they just scared of Mike. We're gonna put him in so he don't come in and
Yeah.
knock Vince out.
Yeah.
But now the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, they deserve it.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, the Bushwhackers.
Yep.
Now, before they were the Bushwhackers, what were they called?
The Sheepherders.
Okay, I just wanted to see if y'all
Yeah.
were
No
y'all
doubt.
game.
Mid-South.
Okay. Now, Alondra Blaze.
Alondra Blaze?
Back in the day.
She did WWE Raw.
Yeah, she did.
She got that title.
Threw it in the
Took
trash.
it, yeah, she took it to WCW, threw it in the trash live on Nitro.
That was a huge
That
shot
was a
in the
slap in
Monday
the
Night
face to
Wars.
Vince McMahon right
That
there.
was huge. That was huge.
It was. Now, let's talk about my boy, our boys up here, Randy Macho Man.
Ooh, yeah.
I need Jimmy here right now to give me a ooh yeah. It is
way overdue.
Way overdue.
There is no way in the world the Macho Man should be just getting into the Hall of Fame. Now, and the same thing with Larry Zbyszko. Al and I were talking about that before the camera came on, because I was looking it up to make sure I had my notes right. And Goose said, yeah, Larry Zbyszko. I was like, he not already in there?
Nope.
Like, not me and Al.
Another guy that was, yep.
How's he not in the Hall of Fame already?
Right.
But Macho Man, you know, well documented. He and Vince had beef. So talk to me about the Macho Man finally getting into the Hall of Fame.
Long overdue, and it's sad that it didn't take place while he was still alive.
Absolutely. And did I hear that Hogan is going to induct him?
I have
Yes.
I have no idea
I have
why.
a huge problem with that.
I do
because,
too.
Number one, he and Hogan weren't best of friends.
At all.
At all.
Not even when they were
At
the Mega
all.
Powers.
Not even in later years.
Nope.
So, you know, there's plenty of other people that could have been.
And well documented.
Yeah.
They both spoke
Right.
on it and said, you know, I ain't cool with that.
Right.
Apparently, the entire wrestling, you know, all the fans are upset about it.
Right.
So
Yeah, it doesn't make much
doesn't
sense
make
at
no
all.
sense.
What do you think about that, Mike?
Well, number one, I'm glad he's finally being inducted. It's well deserved. He was a great wrestler, great entertainer, all that stuff. But yeah, if you this induction, who he's being inducted by, doesn't make any sense.
No.
And it just goes to show again, the company's not paying attention to the wants of the customer. They're just going to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the fans are getting fed up with it. I mean, there's only amount of time they keep this up. People gonna start turning away.
Right. Now, Macho Man getting in, what's your take on that?
I mean, it's something that was. I mean, why they wait so long to do it?
Exactly.
Yep.
You can't allow personal feelings to interfere with business. They keep hollering about what's best for business. Well, make the business happen.
That's right. Now, so that wraps up the Hall of Fame. Now, there was an incident that if you're a wrestling fan, you know about, and that's the Mexican wrestler. And I'm not even gonna try to attempt his name. You said it pretty good.
Perro Aguayo Jr.
Okay, and he's with, what was the name of that federation?
AAA Mexico Wrestling.
Okay. Now, if you guys saw it, Rey Mysterio actually
Right.
delivered the quote-unquote
619?
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't even connect the 619.
It hit him in his shoulder.
Right.
No,
Drop
he
kick,
drop
drop
kicked
kick,
him
yeah.
to the shoulder, because
Right.
then when he went for the 619, he didn't even connect the 619.
Yeah, because he kicked him in the shoulder, and then when he fell, his head hit the ropes, and it snapped his neck.
Oh wow.
And the clip is on YouTube. They've got the clip of when that happened, but they've got because it took me a few times.
They have different angles, right?
Yeah, because some of it was cell phone footage, and
Yeah.
some of it was the actual official footage. And I had to read an article to tell me what happened, because if you see because you know he's a big dude, Mysterio's a little short guy, so the drop kick hit him in the shoulder, and he fell, and he hit the rope, and he just slumped over, and the guy's shaking him, and everybody's like, and he just laying over the ropes, probably was already gone at that time.
Yeah.
So it really just wound up being a freak accident. Rich and I were talking about it on Facebook, and we all saying, what you couldn't tell what
Right.
it was
Right.
that happened, but the article explained what happened. And then, excuse me, there are conflicting reports. Some say that he died at the hospital, but then a report came out that he was actually dead already. He died almost instantaneously.
More than likely, if the rope snapped his neck right there in the ring, he mostly died right there in
And
the ring.
those ropes,
They are
for
tough.
people that don't know, those ropes are made out of steel.
Oh yeah.
They're not ropes.
Yeah,
They're not ropes.
Yeah.
they're not ropes. Yeah.
Everybody thinks the rings is a big trampoline. It's fluffy.
No.
It's-
Nothing to play with. And let me say this why I got the chance to say it. If you're not a trained pro, and if you haven't been trained properly, do not get in the ring and take it for granted, because as you can see, time and time again, it will hurt you, paralyze you, even cause death.
Yeah, and of course the biggest quote unquote ring death was probably the Blue Blazer, Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that really had nothing to do with wrestling.
Right.
That was more so on the
Technical
arena
aspect.
Yeah.
aspects of it. So, well, that wraps it up, fellas.
It's tragic. It's sad, but
Yeah, yeah. So, rest in peace
unfortunate.
to him.
Rest
so,
in peace, brother.
Yeah.
rest in
Mitchell
peace.
Brock, we're Wrestling Addicts. Thank you guys for joining us. Catch you next time.